Welcome to Save As Ability, a podcast to educate and inform you about disability employment issues. My name is David D'Arcangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert. Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Save As Ability. This is coming from another viewer that was interested and wanted to talk about celebrities with disabilities. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And really the subtext is about disability employment in the entertainment industry. So, I looked up some data and did some research here and some of the stuff we've talked about too. So, and just to be clear, we here at Save As Ability, we're all about providing access to opportunities for people with disabilities. And really the entertainment industry and the way that people consume information now, there's a lot of celebrity-driven content and things like that. So it should definitely be including people with disabilities. And, society's more likely to be inclusive of people with disabilities in all our institutions when they're depicted in movies and TV and songs and, all the stuff put out by the entertainment industry and that these celebrities do. So that's why we're talking today about people with disabilities and celebrities in the entertainment industry. So as we've discussed, there's really this untapped talent pool. And it's really highlighted. I just built a list here, a small list of celebrities and really talent of people with disabilities. So Daniel Radcliffe has dyspraxia. Marlee Matlin is deaf. She won an Oscar. Stevie Wonder, he's won how many Grammys? Everybody knows Stevie Wonder. He's blind. Michael J. Fox has Parkinson's. Selma Blair has MS. The Fonz, Henry Winkler, has dyslexia. Rick Allen, the drummer for Def Leppard, he's an amputee and he's a drummer. Jamie Brewer, Down syndrome. Andrew Bocelli was blind. The list goes on and on of people these are all people that have openly identified their disability with their celebrity, right? So obviously these people have great talent. And really that goes to one of our core principles that we talk about here, and that's the meritocracy, right? These people have talent. Their talent has led to them being stars and celebrities and being in shows and on stages and being, having albums and all that content and everything else. So that's really important, I think, to emphasize here is that we're not looking for, people with disabilities to be some DEI type of push, No, these people got talent. They got ability, right? You can't have a disability without first having ability. So, we believe in merit here at Save As Ability. So I want to make sure we're setting the tone right from the top about that. And, unfortunately, let's start with the current topic of disability employment, which I just checked in on the number for the non-celebrity population of people with disabilities. Unfortunately, it's still, there's still a huge chasm. The employment rate is holding steady for people with disabilities, but it's still about, double that of people without disabilities. And then, of course, the thing that we touch on all the time, the labor participation rate is, that's nearly triple. And, so when you combine those two numbers, the people that are unemployed with the people who are not even in the labor force, you get about 70% of all working age people with disabilities who are not employed. Not unemployed, because if you're unemployed, you're in the labor force. So about 70% are unemployed, don't have a job. So got to try to fix that. And one of the ways, I think, is by getting images out there through these entertainment medium to be able to portray people with disabilities in positive ways and, not just talk about their disability, but talk about their capabilities as well. So, some of the specific entertainment industry data that I looked up, Variety, which is like the industry publication for entertainment, reported that in the 2022-23 season, only about 2% of characters on the shows that they surveyed here were people with disabilities. Now that's characters with disabilities. That's not actually the portrayal. The large percentage of those characters are not portrayed by actors who have a disability. So I think I saw estimates ranging from 75% all the way up to 95% of all portrayals of people with disabilities are by actors who don't have a disability, actors or actresses. So that's a troubling trend we want to try to address. And then more data. According to the Motion Picture Association of America, less than 1% of the behind-the-scenes workers in the entertainment industry reported having a disability. So that's really, leads to, there's some systemic issues here that we got to deal with and talk about. There's the accessibility barriers for sets and the inaccessibility of these locations. And, then there's lack of access to the feeder systems, community theater and, all of the feeder systems and the way that actors and actresses and talent, both in front of and behind the camera, get their start. If that isn't accessible, well, then how do you get the experience? There's misconceptions and biases about people with disabilities. Particularly, there's like an underutilization because there's a stereotype of what people with disabilities can and cannot do. And, so that doesn't really lead to opportunity. And, so the troubling portrayals of disability is another thing. That's really like, you think of the Bond movies and like who are a lot of the villains. They were a person with a disability, or, sometimes there's these, victims portrayals where it's like, oh, the person with a disability, the way they're portrayed is as the victim, or, it's like overly inspirational where it's like they're celebrating something that's really not that inspiring. Like, good, you're putting the person with a disability in there, but, like you're setting the bar low. And so, there's all those types of issues. We could have a whole episode just on that. But I guess really what we're talking about is there's an importance to the inclusion and representation of people with disabilities in media and throughout, entertainment industry. Because the more we can get in there, the more authentic representation we can get in there. By the way, that includes the good, the bad, and everything in between, right? Let's not sanctify all people with disabilities, So I think having a positive portrayal, an honest portrayal, genuine representation, that should be the number one goal for content creators. And really, I think that will then benefit disability employment in the entertainment industry, again, in front of and behind the camera. So, there's a lot of successful examples. There's some good case studies showing like Breaking Bad and other shows that have featured actors with authentic representation. They have some industry initiatives that SAG has done, that some other organizations have done. We had Doug Rowland on, many episodes ago. He's been doing work there. We've done some work with the Ruderman Family Foundation. They have some inclusion promotion initiatives in Hollywood going on. So, there's definitely some positive things as well. And what we like to do here is focus on the positive things. So it's all about creating access to opportunities and speak with your wallet. Let your voice be heard. Email them, send them letters, send these studios and producers and, let them know that you want to see accurate representation of people with disabilities, both in front of and behind the camera, and stories about people with disabilities. And again, the whole spectrum of disabilities and, incorporate people with disabilities. And nothing about us without us. Get people with disabilities in on it too. So there's a lot here, just scratching the surface, but this came to us from a viewer. So if you want to hear more, please drop us a line, give us a like, subscribe, comment, share, all that stuff so we can continue to have great content flowing for you. I'm fired up as usual. It's David Darkangelo. Great to be with you for another episode of Say Visibility. I hope you have a great day. For more information about disability employment issues, please visit our website, disabilityemploymentsolutions.com. The Save As Ability podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our YouTube channel at Disability Policy Expert, or wherever you stream your podcasts. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your ratings and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by Pod Pro Entertainment. Save As Ability lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. #TheNewRadio. Again, my name is David Darkangelo, and I'm your disability policy expert. Until next time, thank you. I hope you have a great day.